Hey everyone, it's Will, and as of the day that I'm filming this video, it is Saturday, May 30th, 2020. This is going to be a mostly unedited conversation about social media, racism in America, and the murder of George Floyd. So, I don't have thousands of subscribers. My reach is limited. My influence is not that big. But I'm jumping in front of the camera right now to say that no matter your quote unquote influence on social media, no matter your following, there are things that you can do right now, but also in your everyday life to address the injustice of ongoing racism in this country. Now, I've got my computer here with me just to reference some news, some links, but I'm not going to get too much into specific news only because this is an ongoing case, it's an ongoing movement, and by the time this goes up, hopefully within the same day, things will constantly be evolving and things will constantly be changing. I hope that this video serves as kind of a catalyst for starting these conversations that are honestly hard to have, I think, for a lot of us, including myself, but they're conversations that have to happen now. In case you don't know me, my name is Will, and I work in film and TV and publicity and social media. And I work in the entertainment industry, which for a long time, and even to this day, entertainment has been, one of those industries that has a lot of power. Now, I've been in entertainment for about 3 years now, from when I started my first ever internship to my current position. And in my experience in entertainment, the truth remains, just like in any other industry, diversity is an ongoing issue. When you say diversity, there are people, and I am grateful for those people and I champion those people who truly see diversity as a priority, not just because of the marketability of that candidate or of their ideas, but because of the social good it does. Now, going back to what's going on right now with George Floyd, I think that media in general is a powerful tool. I don't think media is inherently good or bad. I think it's the way that media is used. Right now, if you open up any social media app, you're going to see protests going on. You're going to see information on where you can donate, how to contact your officials, and you're going to see different resources and different people standing in solidarity with Black Americans and the Black experience of America. This is an issue that I haven't brought up on this platform yet, and this platform is YouTube, but that I have addressed and that I have, circulated information and resources on my other social channels. And, I started this YouTube channel primarily with the hope of connecting and inspiring with other people who had that same dream I have of seeing the big screen, loving movies, loving TV, being moved by them, but knowing and wanting stories that better represented my lived experience, your lived experience, our lived experience as a diverse America. And one thing about media that I can't stress is so amazing to see is that this right here, your phone, this is a tool that you can use to create real change. Now, you can create real change by connecting with your friends, connecting with strangers, making donations to causes that are helping those afflicted by racism, those afflicted by the ongoing issues of America, signing petitions, spreading accurate and reliable information. And just to give you an idea of all that's out there, I'm going to read now from an article from The Cut that actually lists several organizations that you can donate to, and I'll make sure to link in the description below. So some of the organizations that you can donate to include the Bail Project, a nonprofit that aims to mitigate incarceration rates through bail reform; Black Visions Collective, a Black, trans, and queer-led social justice organization and legal fund based in Minneapolis, St. Paul; the Minnesota Freedom Fund, which pays criminal and immigration bail and bond for people who cannot afford it; the ACLU, which provides legal services and support for a broad range of people with civil rights complaints; and the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, which supports racial justice through advocacy, litigation, and education. There is also a GoFundMe that was actually started by George Floyd's family to cover the funeral and burial costs, counseling service, legal fees, and to support his children. And I'll also make sure to link that in the bio. But yeah, I'm just reading these to kind of show you that, and also educate myself on the different ways that you can do something in this time, either when you're stuck at home, when your resources are limited, or when you just feel like, you know, what can I do if I don't have 1,000 subscribers? Well, you can do real change. And, you know, again, I just decided to pick up my camera to the small number of followers I have to let them know that I not only stand in solidarity, but I'm doing my part to speak out on an issue that I've seen far too long, and that I think right now is creating a substantial and noticeable social change. I also think that it's so important to just speak up regardless of the background you're coming from, regardless of the situation you're in, because I think that the personal is political, and I think everyone has merit when they have the courage to speak out against injustice, against racism, and against any otherism that you may be experiencing. I know for me, a story that resonated very close to home was actually when actress Gabrielle Union spoke out against a TV show and a production company that very explicitly and inherently was practicing racism against her. Now, I resonated with this story because actually Gabrielle Union was speaking about a show and a production company that I worked at once, and that I too felt like I was being ostracized and targeted and, you know, critiqued on my identity. Distinctly remember that when my time with this company ended, I got a message on my performance, and I was very much looking forward to, you know, knowing that I could return to this company after college, and that was not the case. And a majority of the teams I worked with were also Caucasian. And I remember always feeling like I was being looked at in a way, and I was constantly being critiqued for being, you know, too loud or being too much or not knowing how to behave, which at least I have started to understand is all coded language for, you know, microaggressions. If you're a person of color, you are sometimes too much. Your presence is overwhelming. You're not subservient to standards of obedience, of demonstrating unwavering loyalty, or just, you know, not being heard. And I felt like when I was at the same production company that Gabrielle Union was talking about and working on the same show that she worked on, I too felt like my opinions were not valid. I too felt like I was more of an afterthought. And instead of being given productive criticism, which again, I would have taken because I'm a person that constantly wants to grow, I was instead given, you know, blatant disregard. It's constantly asking, what can I do? How can I be better? But I was never given that, I would say, forgiveness or second chance when I would make a mistake. And I think that for all of us who are POCs in America, for all of us who are people of color in the workforce, I think we all sometimes too feel like we have to be perfect because we don't get second chances. And I think that with George Floyd, in this case, simply by existing, you have a target on your back. And more than that, you are actively being targeted. So, you know, I just want to say again in this video that this is an honest talk on social media, on the power that social media has, the importance that it is for each one of us to not only stand up, but to say something, but also to stand in solidarity with those being affected immediately, in my case, I am a Latinx person in America. I'm the son of two immigrants. My experience going to college included going to a predominantly white institution. And a lot of these things shaped me to know that to not say something was to be complacent. And I am someone who, I do what I do in entertainment. I do what I do to support storytellers because I know that this is an issue I care about when it comes to race in America, when it comes to representation, when it comes to social justice. These are all things that I've always cared deeply about, that I not only studied in college, but that in my everyday work as a publicist, I've gotten to work with first-time filmmakers who are people of color, who are women, who are people in the LGBTQ plus community, who are filmmakers from vastly different backgrounds, and I've always treated their work with the utmost respect and the utmost care, because just like I'm talking to one or two people in this video, they made that video for one person to see, and they've gotten it to some of the biggest platforms and stages on this world. And so again, in what's going on in America right now, what's going on in social media right now, I think it's important to stay educated, just like I'm reading articles constantly. Educate yourself, stay diligent, know what is current information, know what people are putting out, protect each other. If you know that someone is protesting, let them know that you're thinking about them. Reach out to your friends who are experiencing racism or who you think may be inherently feeling some type of way, feeling scared because of their lived experience. Reach out to them, be there for them. And again, just use this tool for the power that it really has to demand change, to donate, to sign petitions. Again, I'm going to be linking what I find in my description below. And, this is a very important conversation to have. And I know that I am not the spokesperson for this, nor do I call myself an expert. I am just one person sharing my experience on race and racism in America. And I'm saying that with whatever platform you have, say something, because the murder of George Floyd is only a starting point for more discourse that has to come, more action that has to come, and for a movement that we can only all hope leads to serious change in America. So, thank you so much for watching this. I will make sure to list some playlists on other videos that I do. But again, I truly appreciate you taking the time to watch this. And let me know, whether through its social media or in comments below, how I can help you if you're coming across this.